What if you could awaken to a truth so deep and timeless that all fears, doubts, and confusion fall away, revealing a reality that's more expansive, peaceful, and complete than anything you've ever known? Imagine for a moment a version of you that exists beyond all labels, beyond all stories, existing purely in presence and awareness. Today, we're diving into this profound journey, exploring enlightenment, discovering what self-realization truly means, and learning practical ways to access these states within ourselves. Welcome to Mystic Reflections, where we delve into the essence of inner transformation. In the world of spirituality, concepts like enlightenment and self-realization are spoken of as ultimate goals. Yet they're often misunderstood or cloaked in mystery. To many, enlightenment may seem like an unachievable ideal, a state only a rare few can reach. But what if these concepts were actually more accessible, more grounded and more attainable than we've been led to believe? In this video, we're going to demystify enlightenment and self-realization. Together, we'll explore what these states are, clear up some of the myths surrounding them, and guide you on a path that can bring you closer to experiencing your own true nature. This journey isn't about abandoning the world, it's about transforming how we experience it. Let's dive in. Section 1. Understanding enlightenment and self-realization. To begin, let's talk about enlightenment. In various spiritual traditions, enlightenment is often described as a profound awakening or shift in consciousness. It's a state where the mind becomes deeply silent, free from the endless chatter of thoughts, and one experiences life from a place of pure awareness. In Buddhism, for instance, enlightenment is the liberation from suffering, the end of attachment and desire. In Hinduism, it's often called moksha, the realization of the self as something beyond the physical and mental identity. Enlightenment, in its essence, is a shedding of illusions, an unveiling of the true nature of reality. Now, how does this relate to self-realization? Self-realization is the journey of recognizing your true identity, the part of you that is constant, timeless, and untouched by the ups and downs of life. It's the understanding that you are not merely the body or the mind, nor the sum of your memories and experiences. Self-realization is seeing through these layers and reaching a place where you experience yourself as pure consciousness. Enlightenment can be thought of as a peak state of awareness, while self-realization is a continual alignment with that awareness. Section 2. The journey toward self-realization. To understand self-realization, it's important to look at the nature of the self and the ego. Our everyday self, or ego, is a construction made up of thoughts, beliefs, and labels. This ego self is constantly shifting, formed by external influences, social expectations, and personal desires. It's the part of us that says, I am this, or I want that, clinging to identities like successful, unhappy, or kind. But deeper than this is the true self, the pure awareness that simply exists. The true self is the constant presence, the I am beyond all descriptors. This journey to self-realization is really about peeling away the layers of the ego and coming face to face with this deeper, authentic self. Along the way, we often face challenges, distractions from the material world, fears about letting go, doubts that arise from our conditioning. Society teaches us to seek validation outside of ourselves, and this conditioning creates a powerful illusion. Self-realization asks us to look within, to strip away what we think we are until all that's left is pure awareness. Section 3. Practical steps to achieve self-realization. Let's explore some practical steps you can take on the path to self-realization. This journey isn't about huge leaps, but small, consistent practices that gradually lead us closer to our true nature. Mindfulness and meditation. The first step is mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness, whether through meditation or simply being present in daily tasks, helps you become an observer of your own mind. It's in this quiet state that we begin to notice the ego's voice, the endless chatter of thoughts and judgments. Meditation, especially when practiced regularly, allows you to observe these thoughts without attachment. Over time, you start to experience the gap between you, the observer, and the thoughts themselves. Self-inquiry. Another powerful technique is self-inquiry, a method of questioning the nature of the self. In self-inquiry, you ask questions like, Who am I beyond my thoughts? Or what remains when all labels are removed? This practice isn't about finding an intellectual answer, but rather dissolving the assumptions that keep you attached to your ego identity. Over time, you may begin to realize that the self you thought was you is just a construct of the mind. Present moment awareness. Self-realization is rooted in the present. The true self doesn't exist in the past or future, but can only be experienced here and now. Simple acts of mindfulness, like paying attention to your breath, noticing your surroundings, or feeling your body's presence, help ground you in this moment. When you're fully present, even for brief moments, you come closer to experiencing your true nature. Detachment from ego and identity. Another important aspect is letting go of rigid identities. These roles, student, parent, achiever, are all temporary and external. They're useful for functioning in the world, but are not the core of who we are. By learning to see them as roles rather than definitions, we create space for the true self to emerge, unaffected by the labels society places upon us. Daily practices for spiritual growth. Finally, create space in your day for practices that nourish your spirit. Journaling allows you to process and reflect on your experiences. Spending time in nature reminds you of the simplicity of being. Gratitude practices help you shift focus from lack to abundance, and creative expression can connect you to the flow of the present moment. Each of these practices strengthens your connection to the deeper self. Section 4. Common myths and misconceptions. Let's address some common myths about enlightenment and self-realization. One of the biggest is the belief that enlightenment means a perfect life, free of hardship. But enlightenment doesn't mean escaping the human experience. It's about changing how we relate to it. Even those who are enlightened experience ups and downs, but their relationship to these experiences is different. They observe them with detachment rather than identifying with them. Another common myth is that self-realization is a single, dramatic event. For some, it may feel sudden, but for most, it's a gradual process of awakening. This is why it's important to avoid comparing your journey with others. Each journey is unique, and each person's realization unfolds in its own way and time. Section 5. Sustaining the path. Staying committed and patient. Now let's talk about how to sustain this path. The journey to self-realization is not one of instant results. It's about commitment, patience, and small, consistent steps. Regular practices like meditation, mindfulness, and self-inquiry become anchors that keep you grounded in the present and aligned with your purpose. Self-realization is a process, not a destination. There will be times when you feel close to your true self and other times when you feel distant. Embrace these moments as part of the journey. Consistency and compassion for yourself are key. Each moment of awareness, however small, builds toward a deeper realization. Consider connecting with others who are on a similar journey. Being part of a spiritual community, learning from mentors, or even engaging with like-minded friends can provide valuable insights and support. And remember, there's no rush. This journey is yours alone. Every step, every lesson, and every experience is leading you toward greater understanding. In conclusion, in the end, enlightenment and self-realization aren't about escaping life. They're about seeing it clearly. By connecting with your true self, you're able to live from a place of greater peace, compassion, and wisdom. The journey may be challenging, but each step brings you closer to the essence of who you are. Thank you for joining us on this journey today. If you're ready to take another step toward understanding and experiencing your true nature, I invite you to subscribe to Mystic Reflections. Share your reflections or questions in the comments, and let's continue this journey together. Remember, enlightenment isn't something to achieve, it's something to awaken within.